Hey Space Fam, long time no see. I know it's been a while, but because Christmas is right around the corner, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to make a space gift guide for all of my space lovers out there. And man, I have found some cool freaking items that I really want for myself. And all of these things I don't have, but some of them I do, and the ones that I do, I will show you. So everything that I mentioned here today, I will list below in the description box so you can check it out. Want to find all those links, just head down there. Okay, so because I am a space artist, I feel I have to mention my artwork first. So I have been working on these recently, and I've only launched them as of last month, but I have a restock coming up. And these are 3D sculpted panels that are made to look like the moon with a resin gloss. I also have a sculpted Mars and some other moons that I will be working on for later collections. But yeah, the moons currently are my favorite. I love these because you can actually touch them. Like, I encourage you to touch them if you own them, which is different from the other resin pieces that I make because I tell everyone don't touch them, no fingerprints, but the whole point of this is that you can feel the texture in it, and it's magical. It's truly magical. These also come in glow in the dark. So yeah, if you guys like these, I will be having a restock on November 11th. Next on the list are these James Webb telescope earrings. They also have them in a necklace too, so just in case you don't have your ears pierced. Seriously, I teared up when I saw these. They're so cute, and just wait till I show you what else goes with these. These earrings are so cool. Anyone that loves space would see these and recognize them instantly and would say something, which I love. So yeah, I'm gonna be wearing these a lot. Not only are they so cool, but they're also space related, so you can't really beat that. So these are from sciencesocks.co. I'll link it below, but they also have the Dare Almighty Things parachute from the Perseverance Rover, and they have them in earrings and ornaments. So just, you know, check out their site to see their other items, but these are the ones that I have that I wanted to show you today. So the other item that I have that goes along with the James Webb telescope is an ornament, and this is the most beautiful ornament I've ever seen. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I love this because it's gold and it matches perfectly with Christmas, along with the Perseverance parachute, which is in red and white. That also goes with Christmas so well. But I really love this one because my tree currently consists of gold ornaments, and this is just going to blend in perfectly. So this ornament runs at $19, and the earrings that I'm wearing are $39 for the pair. I also got Perseverance Rover socks. They came with a little Perseverance Rover sticker. The cool thing about these socks is that each sock has a different design on it. They're not just like the same thing. The right one is Mars, and I think that's Ingenuity. And then on the other foot, we have the Perseverance Rover landing, and we have the Dare Mighty Things parachute in the background. It's also a really soft material, not super thick, not super thin, a good in between, and they run at $19. Now for the next item on this list, which is also from Science Socks. This is, okay, all of their things are really freaking cool because they're so niche, and I haven't seen anyone else make these items. And the next one on this list is their Dare Mighty Things parachute umbrella. Guys, this is the coolest thing you'll ever see. So this umbrella is $43, and if you don't know what this is, let me explain it to you. So the parachute that was with the Perseverance Rover, when it touched down, someone at NASA put binary code into the design of the parachute to read Dare Mighty Things, and that is what this is. So it's very, very niche. I want it to rain so I can use it because I want to connect with someone that recognizes what it is. I don't know, if someone recognizes what this is and they're like, I love your umbrella, I just need to be friends with them. So there's a little button right here, and you push it and the entire thing opens. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Woo! This is seriously the coolest umbrella I've ever owned. Every space lover or person in STEM needs this because it's so freaking cool. Next on my list is a Mars Zen garden. This would be such a cute item to display on your desk, and people could play with it whenever they're just like feeling stressed out or you're feeling stressed out. I just love how aesthetic it is, and it just fits the space theme so well. Another item I found on the same website is the Mars dust globe. So instead of like a snow globe where the snow is moving around inside of it, you see that red dust, like a dust storm occurring on Mars, which is really neat. Next on the list is something that is fun for everyone, and it's something that you will get a lot of use out of, and that is the Shoot the Moon game. And it's really hard, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, but it's a really fun drinking game, and it's just a really fun game in general. And it's cool because it's space related. The ones that I found on Amazon range from 17 to 34, but the one that I liked the best was 34 because it was in black, and I felt like that resembled space the best. So that's the one that I linked below. Next is a Saturn V Lego set. I thought this was a really, really good option for a gift because if you're a family and you have kids, it's something you can build together. Even if you don't have kids, you could just build it by yourself, okay? I'm an adult and I love doing things like this. No shame in it whatsoever. And once you build it, you can display it, which is even cooler because you put time into building something that's epic that you can hold and show to all of your friends. This item is a little more on the pricey side. It runs around $119. They do have other builds that could be cheaper. I didn't look those up specifically because this one was my favorite. Now I know you've probably seen those 3D printed moon lamps. I've got something better for you. I found an Etsy seller that sells every planet in a lamp form. These lamps are 1,000 times better because this Etsy seller actually used real data from the planets themselves to 3D print the planets. I'll put some photos here so you can see what they look like. They are a little more pricey than the generic moon lamp that you can get on Amazon or, you know, wherever. But you are supporting small business by purchasing with this seller. Their single planets run at $38 to $62, but if you did want the entire set that they do have, it is $419. Another thing to mention is that the lights that come inside of the planet lamps do have 16 different colors to change to. Next on my list is a NASA backpack. You can't go wrong with this. Even as an adult, I have a NASA backpack myself, but I found a more high quality version that I'm obsessed with, which I'll show right here. It is $82. If you can find a cheaper one, definitely look it up, but this was the nicest one that I found that looked pretty high quality in my opinion that I wanted to share here. I also loved all of the different patch details on it, and it looks like it would hold up for a pretty long time. And I'm the type of person when it comes to a backpack, I've had the same backpack since 6th grade. So if you're like me and you invest in like higher quality pieces because you know that you're going to be using them for a long period of time, then this isn't really a bad investment. And what goes with the backpack is a NASA lunchbox. Oh, it's so freaking cute. I love this little lunchbox. Maybe this isn't for you, but it could be for your kid if you have a kid that likes space. And I love the fact that it's orange and it just reminds me of a flight suit, and it's so adorable. It's so adorable. The NASA lunchbox runs at $21.95. So yeah, it's a little more affordable, and it's such a cute thing that you can gift somebody, I think, you know? Even if they work at NASA, like I would totally flex and bring that to work as an engineer. The next item on my list is for plant lovers. For one of these though, it does run around $50.99, and this is of a little astronaut holding this glass vase, and in the image it just looks very space related because it reminds me of hydroponic plants, and you could also grow it like that yourself too. And when I think of being on Mars and inhabiting Mars, the first thing I think of is hydroponic gardens. It feels so space related to me, and I think it's adorable. The next item, which is a usable item, are Constellation whiskey glasses. I've always wanted these myself. I love having personalized glasses because again, this is an investment that you can make, and you know you're gonna keep these things long term. And even for a whiskey glass, you could just buy a pair, you know, you could buy a set, and it could be a little more on the pricey side, and that's okay because it's just like 2 glasses that you pull out for those special occasions or when you're toasting to something great. The ones that I found on Amazon run around $15.98, but there are some small businesses on Amazon that do sell, and Their glasses, I think, run around $50 for a set. So depending on what your budget is, you could go either or. Next are planet coasters. Nothing screams space lover like having those random decor items around your house that happen to be space related. These coasters are very affordable too. They're only $17, and yeah, it's a really cute additive to your space, especially if you don't really have a lot of space items and you just want a little touch of something space related that's not going to pop out too much or overtake your home. Another item that has been on my wish list for quite some time are Cosmo kitchen knives. I love these usable, mundane items that would normally just be plain, and just getting a set of them that are unique to your interests. And this is one of those items that you could add to your space that just screams you love space. How many times am I gonna say screams you love space? These knives are $60 for the set, and each one is a different nebula, and they're so freaking beautiful. If anyone wants to buy these for me, let me know in the comments, because I've always wanted them. And last on this list, because I mean, I could go on forever, there's an unlimited amount of space related things I could add, is jackets. This is the Apollo jacket from Alpha Industries, and if you don't know who Alpha Industries is, it's this amazing brand that does these niche collaborations, and NASA is one of them, and they have the best jackets hands down. Now, these are a little more on the pricey side. This one specifically is $200, but this is a jacket that you will invest in, that you are going to wear for a very long time. So I would say it's a pretty good investment. Now, they may not have this exact one available because they do sell out pretty quickly, but they do update them with newer styles, and they pretty much all look similar to this one right here, and they run around the same price. And the last things we are going to be talking about are book recommendations. I had to put this on here because I've read a lot of really good sci-fi novels recently that I have to share, because if you love space and you happen to read, you're gonna wanna check these out for sure. So the first one, guys, is Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This book is incredible. I don't want to give too much away. I'll give a little synopsis, but it is about a man that wakes up on a spaceship. He doesn't know how he got there. He doesn't even know what his name is, and he is traveling in space, and all he has is the AI that helps out his ship. This is one of those books that took me on an adventure that made me feel as if I had lived a different life that I never thought I would get to experience, and it was incredible. Yeah, so this is definitely one of my favorite books I read this year, and I had to recommend it. But let's move on to the next one. The next book is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This involves the multiverse. This book is about a man named Jason Dessen who has invented a wormhole, or tried to, but in the current universe he lives in, it never went anywhere. It never actually came to be. But on another universe, on another timeline, he figured out how to travel to the other infinite universes. So that's what he ends up doing, and it's really crazy. I know, I kind of suck at explaining these things. So definitely look up the synopsis online. It's a really good book. It's a pretty long one. It's like 450 pages, but you won't regret reading it, and be prepared for a ride. The next book is Elon Musk by Ashley Vance. I loved this book mostly because the way that she writes about Elon is almost as if he's a fictional character that she loves. And I just kind of liked that a lot because I fangirl over Elon Musk. No shame, whatever. I definitely look up to him. He's super inspiring, and you can tell reading this that she truly looks up to this man too, and he is an inspiration to her. And I loved that perspective of it a lot, and you learn a lot about him and his life, and it's a great book overall for, you know, anyone that's interested in space. The next book I wanted to recommend was The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and this is a romance STEMinist novel, so it's going to be for all my ladies out there, all of my space-loving lady nerds out there, because this book is spicy, but it is so relatable if you are a woman in STEM. Oh my gosh, it's so accurate. This was one of my favorite reads of this year. my favorite romance reads of this year. This book is about a fake relationship between two scientists who inevitably end up falling for each other while they are faking it. It's so good. I got butterflies reading this book, and it's a little spicy. So if that's for you, if you like the science stuff, if you like the more techie STEM side of things, then you're gonna love this. The other book that I just read by her, she has a whole collection of them, but the other one is Love on the Brain, and this book really plays on the enemies to lovers trope. It is about a girl who gets a job with NASA, and she has to team up with this guy she went to school with. This guy and her were just enemies, and they're forced to work closely together and end up falling for each other eventually. And honestly, if I were to think of any sort of romance, I would want to have a romance at NASA. Like, come on. I just love her books so much because the protagonists are always these strong females that are inspiring, and they don't conform to society's standards of what a woman in STEM should look like. They dye their hair, they have piercings, they have tattoos, they dress however they want. So I really enjoy the way that she portrays her lead female characters because it's something that I think needs to be more accurate within the real world. The next two books I wanted to recommend by Andy Weir, because he is seriously so good with the sci-fi, is The Martian and Artemis. I know The Martian, I haven't read it entirely, but this is about the first man to touch down on Mars, and if you've seen the movie, then you're probably gonna love the book too, because it goes into so much more detail, and it really just, it's more immersive when you get to live through it page by page. And I have not read Artemis, but Artemis is about the first lunar colony. And this is something I'm heavily looking forward to reading because I know that this is bound to be our future someday, so it's kind of terrifying, but really exciting that I get to live in a time when this could be possible. Although I haven't read this though, I still wanted to recommend it because I know Andy Weir is just like an incredible author, and I love his books. And the last book I wanted to recommend is by Ray Bradbury. This is a classic, and this is called The Martian Chronicles. And this is a classic novel, so I was very interested in reading it because obviously we're in a much different place now. If we do go to Mars, we kind of know what to do to inhabit the planet. Yeah, I wanted to recommend this one. I haven't read it yet, but I know it's gonna be good because it's Ray Bradbury, and he's a classic author. So that is it. That is it for my entire gift guide and my sci-fi book recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys got some gift ideas for your loved ones, your space nerds, and I will see you all in the next one.